Okay, what the fuck is that?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Is auch nicht.
Holy shit, I must be dreaming. Chrysalis? Is that you?
Huh? What? How do you know my name?
That's what I'd like to know too, Twi. When did you ever meet this bug pony thing before?
Well, I didn't. But she just happens to look exactly like that one girl I used to know from Crystal Prep. Her name was also Chrysalis. She used to hang around behind the school building, smoking and drinking coffee with the goth kids to prove how nonconformist she was.
Wow, I cannot believe this. That was the second South Park reference in a row. Robotus is really bettering himself.
So is it true, Chrysalis? Is that your name?
Whoa, this is seriously freaky. You look just like her.
Her? Who are you talking about?
You are Sunset Shimmer, are you not?
Yes. How do you know that?
From your counterpart.
What?
Oh, it's a long story. I freed her from a stone prison in Equestria and teamed up with her to take revenge on the main six. But some things went wrong and we had a falling out. In the end, it left me stuck with this annoying belt you see here.
Okay, I think it's best for this episode to just assume that we all know the events of that day to spare us the unnecessary regurgitation. Why did you come to this world? And more importantly, how?
Well, basically it boils down to this. After Sunset and I had parted ways, I spent some hours sulking and blaming her, but then I realized that wasn't gonna get me rid of this belt. So I went back to find her and talk it out. But in the short time we were separated, that idiot managed to get herself turned to stone again by a cockatrice.
Sorry. It's just... she said fuck.
Carry on.
Anyway, I thought I could fix this by tracking down the cockatrice who did it and seducing him. So I took the form of a female cockatrice and lured him in close enough that I was able to drain his love. My plan was to make him just as obedient to me as Shining Armor was in the Season 2 finale. But I guess I must have been a little hungry at that point, because when I was done draining him, he just dropped lifelessly to the ground. Apparently I had overestimated how much love a creature from the Everfree Forest can give. And with the cockatrice now dead, Sunset Shimmer remained imprisoned in stone. I even think I managed to make sure that she'd never get out of there again.
Well, as far as I know the Equestria lore, I think you're correct. I believe the petrification of a cockatrice can only be undone by the creature who cast it itself, and it must do it willingly.
Since when the fuck do you know about the Equestrian lore?
Since I became the nerd archetype I always was. Out of all people here, I'm the only one with at least half a reason to be knowing that shit.
Well, fair enough.
When I wasn't able to break her out, all that was left for me to do was to make sure she didn't just rot in the Everfree Forest. So I sent an anonymous message to Canterlot telling them where to find her. That way she'll at least be back in the palace's statue garden. So in the very least her eternity of being petrified is spiced with a nice scenery.
Huh. You know, this might make me sound like a self-righteous bitch, but damn. Some big villain my counterpart was. I for one didn't get turned to stone even once, but she... twice in a row. Yeah. So, how come you're here now?
Well, it's not like I had anywhere else to turn to. I couldn't ask the main six for help because one, they're my enemies, and secondly, they're just a bunch of assholes. They would have probably enjoyed making fun of my condition.
Well, if they're anything like us, definitely.
I can hardly hold back myself.
But in my despair, I remembered that way too long discussion I had with your counterpart about that other world she stemmed from.
No, I stem from the human world. She was from Equestria.
Oh yeah, right. Whatever, I thought that if one Sunset wasn't able to help me, the other one might be.
Maybe. But before I allow you to go any further with this, you must explain to me how you found a way into our world. I for one can't imagine a way for you to justify this coincidental meeting in a satisfying and logical manner.
Well, in short, I simply figured that Twilight would know something about this human world since she was the one who turned Sunset Shimmer to stone the first time. So I broke into her castle when she and all her friends had gone to Canterlot to celebrate some fancy whatever. In her library I stumbled upon this mirror which was labeled as Portal to the Human World. I gave it a shot by literally just shooting magic at it and that activated it. Then I simply stepped through, and now here I am.
All right, I let that slide.
Now, Sunset Shimmer, I am turning to you as my last hope. I desperately need the key to this fucking tickle belt. If I have to endure this thing for another minute, I'm gonna go crazy.
The key, aha. Hold on a second. Oh, and it's sealed. Logically, it should be right here. Got it.
Oh, thank fuck.
Why on earth do you have the key to her belt? Where did you even get that?
Well, technically, this isn't the key to that belt. It's the human key.
Human key?
The key to my tickle belt, to be exact.
Your tickle belt? When did you build a tickle belt?
I don't know, somewhere in the past, obviously.
No, this doesn't make any fucking sense.
Actually, within the laws of our world, it kinda does. It's basically like that season 10 of Friendship is Magic that human Dan just possessed. Since Sunset's counterpart owned a key to the tickle belt, naturally she does as well.
Man, I just hate this show's logic so much.
Look, this is all nice and shit, and you're welcome to discuss it later, but can you please first get this thing off me?
Sure. Though, no offense, but do any of you guys also have second thoughts about helping her? I mean, she's a villain after all.
Perhaps, but she's an equestrian villain, which means she's none of our business.
Yeah, fair point.
Ah, finally. Thank you very much, Sunset Shimmer. From the bottom of my heart, I think this is the first time in my life that I'm genuinely grateful.
You're welcome. Just remember to turn your villainy back to Equestria.
That's a good cue. With the tickle belt finally gone, I am free to return home and...
Yes? Return home and what? What's wrong? Why did you stop?
I don't know. Why should I even go back there? I mean, honestly, what is waiting for me back in Equestria? Stress with those asshole main six? Life as a laughingstock? My oh so important revenge on ponies who don't even take me seriously? Maybe I'm not going back after all.
What? Why do you say that? Equestria is your home.
A home filled with nothing but misery for me. Say, would there be anything preventing me from just staying here? Starting a new life, away from all that frustrating revenge and villainy business.
I don't know. I don't think the Mentia's gonna be all too pleased with two Chrysalises running around in this world.
Though given how much of a fuss she always makes about the interdimensional balance of this world, she has yet to even show up about Chrysalis at all. Maybe she sees it the same as her. That this world could prove to offer a better life for her.
Would be news to me that Dementia gives a shit about mortals and their happiness, but yeah, who knows?
Well, if she really does show up and throw another tantrum, we're just gonna explain it to her. For now, however, I suppose you're free to go, Chrysalis. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, my friends. Never thought I would be saying that to creatures bearing the main six's names. Well then, I guess I'm off to a fresh start. Let's see what this world has to offer for me.
Wow, that looked pretty neat. You know, with her walking backwards into the crowd of people, then some guy walks in front of her, and when he's past her, she's gone. I'm really glad I got to see how nice and cinematic that looked.
Me too. Too bad Robotus has far too low of a budget to even attempt at making it visible to the viewers.
Well, that's what you get imagination for.
Do you think we'll see Chrysalis again? Or was this just the end of her character arc? Because I'll be honest, this whole thing does feel pretty final.
And if so, I think it's alright if we allow one character to have a somewhat happy ending. Don't you?
Alrighty, but
Fine,
only
I don't
this
care
one.
anyway.
Reluctant admission of a
sure, I
greatness.
was saying
Well,
that
I
from
for
the
one
start.
preferred the ending where she got arrested.